What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Group Chart Analysis. It is Thursday, June 28, 2018. We are coming towards the end of the month of June. It will be July. I hope everybody's got plans for July 4th. If not, you're chilling. Good stuff. But this summer is going to be absolutely insane. I'm excited for what's coming, especially with trading. So hope you guys are starting to learn some stuff. Hope this is starting to click. And let's go look at what we got for the rest of the night. So tonight is going to be a Friday, also a trap day. Doesn't mean you can't trade. Just be careful on certain trades. If you guys are holding trades over the weekend, just be careful on the start, on a gap up and whatnot. But let's get to it. Let's go right through it. So I'm going to start with GA today, off of a special request from a significant other. Overall, let me look at this 4 hour real quick. Make sure we go to the daily. So daily, we had the drop, double top at the very top here was divergent, drop down for the new low based off of this. This was the recent low right there, horrible drawing, and then this was the previous low before that. So with that being said, we have up until this. This is the new low that I like to see. Meaning we have at least enough room to see this thing come back down. And look at the EMAs. There is no trend right now, so this still has a plenty of time to actually drop down towards this recent low. Right? So this is the daily. So on a longer time frame, I'm liking this for a sell. This is good. This is a good time for a sell. Makes the most sense. But if we're trying to find precision here, let me go to the 4 hour and I'll break it down to the hour. 4 hour. Right beneath the stationary 50, it's retesting that blueberry as we speak, which is why I was saying right before the call that it possibly could pull back. But because of where it is pulling back, this is like, you see like a head and shoulders. This is like the peak right here. Right? This is like the spot that, price had rejected plenty of times. It's not like a little bit here. Just the zone overall. Coming back into the volatility band, which means either it's going to pull back or it can switch right back down, kind of like this. I'll show you guys from a perspective. It could either come up to retest that stationary 50, which is equivalent to retesting the EMA 50 on the 4 hour, and then it could drop down. Or we could see it come in like it already is and then just scurry on all the way back out, which if that does, might see a minor pullback, but at the end of the night, I still expect a drop because this is an overall new low compared to this low, right? That's what we're looking for. Let me go down towards the hour. It's a little divergent. It's not oversold yet, so that means it could still continue down. It broke through the blueberry. What it could do is it could bounce off this blueberry and continue down, or it could break it, hit that water, then continue down. Overall, expect stop hunt high, drop. This is a new low. After every new low, there's a new high. It's always going to be a pullback. So we're looking for that. It could have just pulled back right here. See if I could see anything like any clear. It's hitting that water right now. It's outside the volatility band. It's starting to form a shark fin. This could easily – oh, shit. Clicked the wrong button. This could easily throw the railroad that it looks like it's actually throwing right now in the next 7 minutes. And if this throws a railroad, this could either shoot right back down or it could come up and go back down the next candle after that. But overall, what I'm saying is I like it for a sell. Long term, it makes sense. Just about finding the precise entry is going to be a little difficult just because the EMAs are close and it did break this trend line. But expect to stop on high and then you can look for the entries down and sell it. Now let's go to Euro USD. All right. Let's see what happened. All right, nice. So last night when we were going over the charts on Euro, I had told you guys that it was going to hit up into the area and drop back down. So if you would have taken that trade on a smaller time frame, did happen before London session. It's all right. If you did take this trade, you would have racked out 41 pips, just about, so 40 pips. I even told you to take profit of that recent low, so that's a nice 30-something pips that you could have caught. It looks like it hit that low. Didn't really come down to it yet, so because I didn't take it out, let me look at this real quick on the 1 hour. What I see on this is divergence. If you guys see this coming down here, and then we have an overall divergence from the bottom here, the extremely oversold coming up toward this area. And notice that it didn't take out this peak, which is very good. This is also showing a divergent inverted head and shoulders. If you guys actually see this as well, you have price coming down here. It's divergent, oversold on the 1 hour as well. So the right shoulder of what could possibly be the inverted head and shoulders or triple bottom, even though it kind of looks like a head and shoulders. This is a head and shoulders overall, which is why it shot up. It pulled back. It's shooting up again. First zone that this would hit would be the water. Right? As it hits the water, you'll notice that it's going to hit the stationary 50. Now it's about what it does after that. Either it's going to come back down to retest and shoot back up, break it, then go up, or it could hit it, consolidate, break it, pull back, then go. Overall, though, I am liking this for a buy. I would just wait just a tad bit. Look at this 4 hours as well. Even more clear. Price going up, and then you have price coming down. It's divergent again. And this is the overall zone. Let me highlight this area. That's the overall zone. Hitting it, wicking in it, throwing all the right patterns. So ideally, going into next week as well, for if you guys are looking for this pair, it could either stop on low one more time, rise up, hit that, break that water, and then go up towards there. If it does this, we'll be looking for buys going into the next week, and hopefully it'll start forming that oops, let me delete this, that head and shoulders that we see on the weekly. All right, so we got to just be patient with this and see what happens. On the daily, it's looking good too. It's divergent. I expect some sort of pullback here towards that water on the daily. That's what I want to see. We'll possibly be looking for buys going into the next week. U-Chief. The euro, this is right here. So the other night I had this thing going up for a buy. It did, and it hit that high that we drew up to the top. I did say I wanted it to drop last night, but it consolidated. So that being said, because of how many wicks they're throwing, it's very, very strong resistance, and it is divergent. So if you guys don't see it, get used to drawing this stuff. You got price going up. You got price overbought, going down. First spot it's going to do after a divergence like this, retest that water. It can come back up, retest it again, or break it, and then come around and drop again. It would look something like this. So that is a possibility. I do like it for the sell still. It's been retesting, so ultimately I want you guys looking for the sell going into tonight to hit that water. If you do take this for any type of trade, I don't want you buying it. I don't like the way it looks, especially since it's retesting this high right now. So overall, looking for sells down to that 50 EMA. It's looking good. Overbought here. Hitting it through an evening star, wick. Yeah, you guys are just going to be looking for sells tonight. And this is Friday, so we'll go on the Sunday, this weekend, seeing exactly where we could be looking for this thing to go next week. So, but as of tonight, that's what I want you looking for. GU.
Short commercial break. Look at JPY, bro.
Short commercial break. Look at JPY. Oh my goodness.
What the fuck?
Gotta love it. Let me see. GU, we have, it's a downtrend. It's been it's not like the divergence that I like to see. Let me just, stop going on a daily. I'm just gonna go from the hour because Friday. Like, what else are you gonna expect? Friday broke the low. It's getting divergent. It is divergent here. It's oversold. Most of you guys are going to expect tonight stop on high, retest the recent support, now resistance, where the water will come across and it'll either consolidate on it out for the rest of the week, or it'll bounce off it and then continue down to the recent low, then consolidate out for the rest of the week. All right, but don't expect a lot of movement. But I do want you to look for that push up, and then you can look for a push down. We'll see how it goes. Don't go too crazy, trading this tonight. They moved a lot of pips this week, so it's just going to consolidate out, if anything, hit the ADR and whatnot. Go to 15 minutes if it loads. Be great if it did. Let's see. Why does this keep going on? Stop. All right, 15-minute divergent of shit. Yeah, you guys are looking for this. Boom, boom, boom. Or just boom, boom, overall. That's what we're going to be looking for. I actually want to draw this and see if it works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw that. And I'll look for that. I'll leave that there. All right, let's go to UJ. JPY pairs, by the way, have been really weird this week. Come on. There we go. I knew this would retest. I was like, it's going to possibly retest that high. Let's see. Let me go to this 4 hour because I'm going to give you guys that overall structure that I have already set up here. So I drew a trend line from here, here. It's retesting it, wicked on it. And I think on my other broker, I drew from the top here, coming across like so. And if you notice, it's right at the 2 wicks. So it's like 1, 2, 3, stop hunt. It's Asian session right now. It's divergent. This is still valid. I like this for a sell. This was just a stop hunt. You got the overbought zone. It's divergent, right? You have price going up, hitting a trend line. All the telltale signs of a sell, especially since this thing is in consolidation. And this is actually a new low. Right, that's a new low. This is the recent high. Here's the peak of that high. Right, if it clicks it, no. Look, didn't even take it out. So this is a high, lower low, lower high. We're looking for sells. That's UJ. Where to? At least down to the recent daily low. This thing's going to be dropping. It's in consolidation. So once you guys notice that this actually goes to like this, it's, I guess what you could say, it's small wedge. Ideally, what you're going to be seeing is boom, boom, boom. So this is what we're going to eventually capture on going into next week as well. So I like this thing for a sell a lot. Definitely look for sells. AU, been consolidating. I didn't play this pair at all. I knew I didn't like the way it looked the other night. But if you guys took what we went over, it was a stop hunt high towards the EMA, and then a continuation drop just for that double bottom that it formed. So ideally, that's what we were looking for. If I would have said it, I think I may have said towards that water, which is perfect. Right now, it's not divergent right now, but it is oversold and it's getting started. So we could either see something like, drop, close here, and then shoot up, down all the way up towards next week for that reversal. Let me see. It did form a new low. mind you, and it is divergent on this 4 hour. Yeah, this 4 hours is way overbought, oversold. But it's not shark fin. I don't like that. This is, see, it is divergent, but it's not the proper one. So because of that, I'm going to have to say the most I want you guys to expect is maybe a push up towards that EMA in a continuation. I think this is just going to consolidate like in between these lines, and then it's going to just break out, take the new low, and then continue. That's what I'm looking for. Let me see this daily. Yeah, there's no signs of. I mean, it's divergent on the daily. It's in a tough spot right now. Just look to see what it does when it gets here. All right, if it wicks and doesn't take out this low right here or this low, you guys can potentially look for buys, but I don't like that. So what I could say is just wait for the pullback up. If you want to be extra safe, just wait for that stop hunt high. If it doesn't take out the water, it will throw a pattern and it will drop. If it does take it out, it'll go up, close beneath it, or close above it, retest it, and then goes up towards that Mayo. And then it would look for that ultimate sell, because this Mayo on the 1 hour is the water on the 4 hour. So it would be an ideal pullback zone, or small time frame reversal. That's what I want you to look at. GJ continued to drop last night. Took out the low, divergent as shit on this side. Price divergent here. Oversold. Going up. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Not divergent here, but it did break this trend line, and it seems to be retesting this one. Threw a railroad off of it. Railroad on the 4 hours pretty strong, especially on GBP, JPY. It's not divergent on the daily, which what is it? It is oversold. It is divergent here though, so this could have been the wick that pushes it back up, but we'll have to be patient on this one because of where it's at. It's at a really decent low. Let me draw this trend line real quick. Get some good structure going here. So this is a valid trend line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. You can even draw this right here. Right? So you can take it from here to here. So we have some structure when it comes to overall where it could go. So it's in the middle right now. What I would expect would especially off of this railroad right there, would be a short-term buy pullback, and then it could drop. But overall, I do like this for a downtrend. I don't like trading against a trend, and there's nothing telling me besides this divergence that this thing could possibly reverse. But I don't see it doing that, especially since it broke this major trend line here last week, a few weeks ago actually, or 2 weeks ago, sorry. Broke this and retested it, dropped down, and I think it still has some room to retest. So let's go to the 4 hour, 1 hour, 15. Shot up. Expect something like this. Drop. Unless it breaks this trend line, then retest it, then you can shoot it up. But ideally, the entry that I want you to look for would be in this general direction. You're going to either wait for it to bounce off and go down, or break it, then retest, and then bounce off. Either way, this is your line of interest. You draw it up on the hour, and you'll like it. Okay, let's go to Euro AUD. Oops. Choose that. Overall, we still have this for a sell. I think it's just doing its little bearish pendant right now, bearish flag, or channel, should I say. What it's doing is something like this. One, actually kind of like wedging, if you will. I'll draw this. I want to use this because it hit off of this zone. But ideally, it's getting stuck in its own little trade line. You can even draw this too. Not the safest. Potentially, if it breaks that trend line and continues up, I mean, it could. Let's do this. Come on. So either consolidation, drop, or consolidates out for the rest of the week. Then next week finally drops, takes out this low right here, then pulls back to then drop again. And overall, I still like this for a sell. Let me look at this from a higher time frame. I still like it for a sell. There's so many wicks here. Could just be stop hunting for the night. It's 4 hour. 4 hour still looks good. It's divergence overbought. This is just complete. You're just consolidating out for this week. But this is definitely a bearish channel. And you're going to be looking for this to pop down, break that water on the 4 hour. And when it does break that water on the 4 hour, you're looking for a retest for it to drop down continuously. Because this is the overall right shoulder. Jesus. This is the overall right shoulder of the head and shoulders, the bigger time frame. EG. Finally. Do you guys see? Look at this. It broke that high. It's been in consolidation since May 3rd, May 1st, whichever it is, May 3rd. And it finally broke out of it for the upside. If it closes like this, we know a direction of what we'll be looking for next week. Daily shot up, made a new high, coming out of the volatility band. I would just wait on this pair to see what it does. I mean, it did close up here, but ultimately, let's see, lower time frame. Pull back, and then consolidate out for the week. And then we could possibly look in the next week, shoot up again. But do expect that push down tonight on EG for a short-term sell. But mind you, it is now a new high, so this is now considered an uptrend. So if anything, you might see it come down to here and then consolidate out in this zone again. Just don't expect a lot from EG. We did GA. Look at it, just went right up to that zone. It's coming down. Was that the blueberry on the hour or the 4 hour? Yep, right to the blueberry. Perfect. See that? Right to the blueberry. Drop. Gold continued down. So if you guys kept playing gold this week, it kept dropping. Once it took out that low, it just kept kind of just consolidated downwards. Let's look at this. Let's see if I can draw this. We got ourselves a nice little trend line. That's that high. So if it wants to reverse, or you want to start looking for it to be a reversal, you're going to start looking for it to break this. One thing I do realize right now is that it is divergent. So we have coming down here. You have it from an oversold perspective here, going up. That's nice divergence going that I like, which leads me to believe that either one thing, it could continue to do this, right? Because divergence doesn't mean shit yet. It just means that you can start looking for indications of it to be a buy. If it was going to be a buy, you would see it consolidate in this zone on that low, break the trend line, come down, and eventually pop off. Mind you, this rise would only be a pullback. So let me see if I can see it from a higher time frame. It still hasn't broke that low, but the momentum of this trade downwards, especially since it hit that weekly trend line, like, bruh, is that even drawn right? I feel like it's not drawn right. Let me do this. From here, coming across to this one. This one looks good. Right? So that, I mean, from a perspective of to sell, if this is a valid trend line, this would look to come down and retest it because this is the trend line that it broke. So if this drops, we're going to be looking for it to drop there. We'll have to see what happens. This is the weekly, so I mean, obviously a lot could happen on that, but small time frame. Because it's Friday, I'm not here to predict reversals. this pair, if anything, you are continuing with the sells, at least to the slows. That's it. Don't really go too crazy with gold. Just going to consolidate out. And then, yeah. Sure, that would be. Those are the pairs we're looking at right now. Does anybody have any questions? I told you it's Friday, so it's a trap day. It's been a weird week, especially with the JPY pairs. If you caught pips, good stuff. I mean, we were catching pips this entire week on little things, but I'm really excited to see what happens next week, because normally after consolidation week like this, or just shitty weeks in general, they tend to be good. So I'm positive with it. And I'm excited to see what happens. So if you guys are intraday trading on Friday tonight, just be safe. Know your limits. Know you're taking profits at these, the EMAs, and don't over leverage your account. Just don't do it. So, any questions? Yo, 20 lots. If there's no questions, I will talk to you guys tomorrow or Sunday at 6 o'clock, and we'll get this next week started. So I'll talk to you guys later. Everyone have a great weekend, and have a good one. See ya. Peace out.